Good morning, everybody. It's Saturday, July 10th. Our weekend is here. I hope everybody has a good one. Gonna see what's going on today. I just got contacted by somebody to do another song for them, so I'm going to work on that. And the one last song so far for Ian Pace. I have to start filming at home today for our next band video. We're going to get together next week and do some group stuff, but they want some individual shots for it, so I'm going to get started on that. Have to go get a new microwave oven. Mine is dying horribly, and I don't want to take any chances on this thing going up in flames, so I'm going to go do a little shopping. I haven't done that in a long time, so going to take care of that. I got a nice package in the mail yesterday, and it's my old compatriot John Butcher. This is his new album. I listened to it last night, and it's killer. John and I were in Barefoot Servants together, so I highly recommend that. And then this was really cool. Got this here. The note's in the way. Let me take the note off of this. Hold on, sorry, I'm trying to open this thing up. Ron Carter sent me this, and this is, you can see this? It's a whole book. It's got all kinds of stuff and transcriptions of his work and how he crafted bass parts and his concept of bass and so, but I started looking through it, and it's just great. I mean, Ron is one of the greatest proponents of bass that's ever been, so I'm so thrilled to be connected with him. And our true connection was that we were the two bass players on Billy Cobham's Spectrum album. He did the two big band tracks on it, and then I did the others. So I've got reading and listening material to go through. The pups have had breakfast, so that's the important part of the day is they're taken care of. Somebody threw a name out in the chat window yesterday, and I went, oh God, yeah, I've got to go back and check that album out. And I found all this stuff. I have my copious notes all in order here. But this was a young actor at the time named Jamie Walters, and we did his self-titled album back in 1994. He was a theater arts music student in school, but he was discovered and he ended up on Beverly Hills 90210. And then there was another show called The Heights. Let me look at a couple of notes here on that. He sang lead, I think it was on The Heights, where he sang the song called How Do You Talk to an Angel? He was the lead singer on that song, which reached #1 on the Billboard charts. And he kept pursuing his acting and music career throughout that period. And then, it was real interesting, though, to me. It's interesting when these actors move on to other things in their lives. They have their successful period, and then they do something else. Ken Osmond, who was Eddie Haskell on Leave It to Beaver, I think he became a sheriff in Los Angeles. I think Bobby Sherman also did the same thing. I mean, Bobby was one of the biggest teen idols ever, and young recording artists. I went to high school, junior high and high school with Bobby, and then he went on to have a career. I think I can't remember. I should have looked him up, but it was completely unrelated. It might have been also in police or something like that. But to get back to Jamie Walters, though. In 2002, he pretty much left the business and became a firefighter and a paramedic, and that's what he's pursued since. has a couple of kids, and I mean, it's just his life just was going this way and then headed off that way. But we had a great time in the studio with him. Steve Tyrell, who I've done lots and lots of work with over the years, produced the album, and we did it at his studio. And the band is great on this record. It's myself and Russ Kunkel, Bob Mann on guitar, Dean Parks on guitar, Mike Landau on guitar, Guy Moon and Kevin Savagar on keyboards, Mike Finnegan on B3, and the background vocals are David Palmer, Alex Brown, Barry Coughing, Marlena Jeter, and Moronette Jenkins. I did a bunch of stuff with Barry Coughing. Is a really wonderful producer also. And when I last worked with Kevin Savagar, we were doing Peter Frampton. So, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, to me, the interesting thing is, as I go through all these videos and songs and everything, there's a lot of names like the Dean Parkses and the like that come up as a real consistent part of this industry. I mean, Dean's been around for forever, and he's still one of the very first call guys for records and film. So it's fun. There's like a family vibe every time we walk in the studio and we all see each other. There's that air of familiarity that is just so great, and things just happen because nobody's spending time feeling the person out, going, I wonder what he's going to do. We all know each other so well that we can drop into some pretty cool stuff almost immediately on a project. But Jamie was great to work with. He was really a nice guy and real professional about it all. And he was sitting in the heights of the heights at the time we did this stuff. So he was cruising pretty high as a television personality at that point. But I think the album I think eventually went platinum. So, I mean, it was a successful project. But I thought I'd play a couple of tracks because it's really cool. I hadn't heard it in a long, long time. I hadn't really thought about it until somebody mentioned it yesterday. And I thought, oh, God, Jamie, let me go check that out. And it's really good. You got a band that good, it's pretty hard, to screw it up. But it turned out good. So I'm gonna play a couple of songs from that just to show you. And it's a self-titled album. It's Jamie Walters. So there's a bunch of other songs than what I'm going to just be playing here. So if you're interested in it at all, just look up Jamie Walters, and the album was cut in 1994. So here's one song called No Rhyme, No Reason. Here we go.
This kind of thing
like he has the bit of a Henley gravel in his voice. I like that kind of breathy, gravelly quality. Here's another song called Neutral Ground. Here we go.
Such thing as friendly fire. Oh mama, don't turn on the lights. Oh papa, get away from the window. You never know which way the angel's coming in, and the water's gonna roll. Yeah, I'll roll up the dirty streets, and the wind's gonna blow. Pull out the lights. Yeah, I'll rock this world to sleep. I don't wanna be left behind and get caught between the lines, drawn across this town, running out of neutral ground. Somebody's waiting for my brother. To them he's just another number. To me he ain't never done no wrong. My sister, don't be pulled in. Don't make the same mistake again. It's just no way to even up the score. And the water's gonna roll, the water's gonna roll. Yeah, I'll roll up the dirty streets, and the wind's gonna blow. Pull out the lights. Yeah, I'll rock this world to sleep. I don't wanna be left behind and get caught between the lines, drawn across this town. We're running out of neutral ground. I can't be no judge, I can't be no jury. I don't even know what's right or wrong. I stand between the walls. These forces are bigger than life. Seems like they'll never get enough. And the water's gonna roll, the water's gonna roll. Yeah, I'll roll up the dirty streets, and the wind's gonna blow. Pull out the lights. Yeah, I'll rock this world to sleep. I don't wanna be left behind and get caught between the lines, drawn across this town. We're running out of neutral ground.
I don't know, I think it's a really good record. He really sang great on it, great writing. A number of people involved in this, Steve Tyrell, his wife at the time, Stephanie, who's no longer with us, Kevin Savagar. There's a whole bunch of writers involved in these tracks. But man, just when I hear stuff like that, I just go back into the studio, I close my eyes, and I can see Finnegan on the B3 organ and stuff, and I see the other guys and see Russ, and Russ and I always, whenever we do a project, we make sure we have eye contact on it. There's so much we do instinctively, but one of my favorite things, especially like playing with the immediate family, is Russ and I are right there side by side. So like when things are happening, we can like, man, we are connected. It's not like you're off in your little world and he's off in his little world. We are focused, and I think that's one of the reasons that we've always worked together so well. And I try to be that way with as many musicians as I can in the studio, is making sure we can see each other so that you start to feel something happening and you can kind of look at each other and push it a little bit, which is really great. Let me check this one here. This is a song called Perfect World. And again, this is all on his self-titled album, Jamie Walters. So here we go. Here's Perfect World.
Now when the night falls, I won't be there to cast a shadow on your wall. Why do we act this way? Somehow the light of day makes our trouble seem so small. We live and die like this. I dare you to fight for it. In a perfect world, would you live too late to make it right? No, no. In a perfect world, I'd be holding you so very tight. Oh yeah, in a perfect world tonight. You can lay down your shield, I won't hurt you. Just let me show you how I feel. Down deep inside of my heart, you know you left your mark. No one can say that it's not real. We live and die like this. I dare you to fight for it this time. In a perfect world, would you live too late to make it right? No, no. In a perfect world, I'd be holding you so very tight. Oh yeah. perfect world tonight. Tonight. Oh yeah.
It's interesting listening to it. There's certain sounds and certain textures that define eras, and I remember doing a number of projects that have this same kind of atmospheric attitude, especially from the keys, where just this beautiful pads were laid out. Kevin Savagar's really good at that, but from the late '90s into the 2000s, it was a lot of these lush pads on the songs, and it's cool. I mean, I haven't heard this stuff in so long. It's really fun to hear it and kind of brings back all these memories. This was the opening track, I believe, on the album. This is called Hold On, and then I will let everybody go. I'll unlock the door, and you can get out of here. So here we go. This is Hold On.
I don't wanna see you ever sad. Everything I've got you can have. When it's all too much, we need some human touch to see it's really not so bad. Did you call on Emily, saying to know? And still you feel like you're on your own. Can you see through your tears? I will always be here. You're right out there, baby. All alone. Hold on to me a little stronger. Hold on to me. Yeah, I'm not scared. Hold on, everything's gonna be alright. Just hold on to me tonight. Anything that hurts you hurts me too. I'm not gonna let your world turn blue. Will you take my hand and feel how close I am? There ain't nothing I won't do for you. Oh, now
That's one of those ones, you can play them live and all you see is the lighters going back and forth in the audience, or the phone being held up with a app of a lighter or a candle on it. I always love that at the gigs, and we'd be playing and you just see all these hands going up and just with their apps going. When I was out with Toto, there was a couple of songs where Joe Williams would just take out his phone and have it on the flashlight and start doing this. All of a sudden, this whole arena was like a glow, just like everybody had their phones out going, just in the mood. It was great. So that's Jamie Walters. And there's a bunch more songs on the album. So if you like it, check him out. And you can dig a little deeper into his history. But he's a real interesting guy for having, traveled this route of his, teen idol kind of stuff on shows like 90210 and The Heights and all that, and pursuing his career, and then moving on to becoming a fireman and a paramedic. Yeah, it's deep. So maybe I'll hear from him. It'd be fun. Just catch up with him and see what's going on. So I'm going to get going. I got a lot on my plate today. I'm going to go start taking care of other things. Be sure and check out John Butcher's Special Day album. And again, thinking about all these care workers, especially in the medical field, that don't get weekends because they're still working. I mean, I watched the news last night, and there was, I think, 1,400 new cases of COVID in Los Angeles yesterday and 5 deaths. So that many people suffering means it's not over yet. And almost all of those, they're saying, were unvaccinated people. So give serious thought to all this, because this is really a life and death moment for people. And you need to think really dig in deep on your feelings about this, because there's a lot of misinformation, but death isn't misinformation. Death is death. And we want to all be here, if we can possibly be here, when this finally draws to a conclusion. So thank you so much to all of you hardworking folks that are just sacrificing so much to try to save lives. You're much appreciated. And again, my heart's really with the situation down in Miami. I mean, they're still digging through this pile of rubble. It was amazing yesterday. Somebody's cat emerged okay from it. I mean, just little miraculous things can happen. You would think nothing had survived, but somehow this cat was still alive in there and came popping out finally. So fingers are crossed for them. Shipped off a load of books for the Peter and Kate and Albert tour. So when we do all our meet and greets and bookstore signings and stuff on the tour, I'm going to have books there. So if anybody's interested and comes to the gigs, I will have merch for you, and that I can sign, and we can take pictures together, and I'll go out, like I said, and detail your car and clean the windows in your house. I'm good at all that stuff, so we'll see. Have a great weekend. If I don't see you tomorrow, I'm going to be back here. But have a great weekend. Stay safe, and I guess that's about it. So I'm gonna head off and get to work. So take good care, and I will see you later. Okay, bye-bye.